Okay, last section today. Today we will be working on 5.9 shifts. Holy shifts. Okay, we're shifting everywhere on the graph. No dirty graphs, please. Here we go. Let's review our functions. Oh, your homework tonight, it's on page 361, numbers 4 through 26 even. There are 12 graphs. 4-26 even. 361. Page 361. 4 through 26 even. You have 12 graphs. Very, very easy, straightforward. No perpendicular tonight. Should be really even. 4 through 26 even. Ready? Ready? Okay. Y equals X. Y equals X. What does it look like to you? What is this called? It's one of your relatives.
Mother function.
Is your mother function, your parent function, right? Okay. What's the slope here then? 1. And what's the first point you graph? 0. 0. People, there is nothing back here. There's no B. 0, 0. This is your parent function. Okay, Leslie? 0, 0. Up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. This is the original slope. This is the beginning of all lines. This is where lines come from. This is where they're, I don't know, born from, I guess. This is yeah. What's the opposite? What's the negative reciprocal of the slope?
-1.
Negative what? X. Negative X or negative 1X, same thing. So the slope here would be, but does it have the same starting point?
No. No?
Yeah, it still starts at 0, 0. There's no B here. Hello? There's no B here. Yeah, it just goes down. Down 1 over 1. It just goes the opposite way. It's your opposite slope. This is your other slope. See how it crosses the X and Y at 0, 0? Daughter, this is your parent function. This is your negative parent function. We're going to relate all these graphs to these graphs today. So these are transformations. A translation. Think back to translations in 7th grade. It's a slide. What are we sliding though? Slide graph up or down the y-axis. You're sliding the graph up or down the y-axis. You're sliding the graph up and down the y-axis. Okay. Let's look even closer at this. If I have y equals mx plus b, what does b tell you to do first? The graph. It's the first point you graph. Okay. So if b is positive, how do you slide? Slide up. You can kind of see that in your head. 3x plus 5, 3x minus 8, 4x plus 9, it's up. If the b is negative, slide down. 2x minus 5, 3x minus 9, and so on. It starts below 0, 0. But what is the same? The slope remains the same. For example, if I have f of x equals x and g of x equals x plus 5. Okay, you should kind of already see this in your head. On the first f of x also means what letter? Y. Right, it means y. So that's just y equals x. So then How would I graph y equals x? What's the slope here?
0,
1, and then it starts at 0, 0, okay. 0, 0, up 1 over 1 every time. So when you graph that, that should be pretty simple. That's, you did it already. Okay, look at your second graph. G of x. The slope is still 1, but the starting point now is 0, 5. So it actually goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same slope. Same slope. So how did it shift? It shifted up 5. Or you can say this is a translation, a slide 5 up, 5 units up. They are parallel. They have to be. G is another equation. F of x, g of x, k of x, y of x. It's just like 2y equals. It's the same thing. It's still a function. Translation, slide. Questions? No? What's a rotation? Like a clock or a tire? A rotation is a turn around a point. You did this last year with shapes, you're doing it this year with lines. A rotation is a turn around a point. Like we rotate your tires. Please always rotate your tires every 5,000 miles. It's safe that way. I'll tell you later. Okay, here we go. A couple things to keep in mind. The y-intercept is the same. But what is different, though? The slope is different. Why would the slope be different? Well, if you're taking the point, what are you doing to that point? Yeah, you're turning it around. Positive, negative slope. Positive, negative slope, right? You're turning it around. Or it might be just two positive slopes. One is a little bit higher than the other. So, let's talk about the word steep. S-T-E-E-P. There are two meanings to the word steep. The word steep can mean if you're drinking tea, ice like tea, in a tea bag and you dunk it up and down in the hot water, that's called steeping. But in math, a steep slope means, what does it relate to? Right? This is more steep, or this is steeper, versus less steep. In math, it's all about the degree of the angle, or how steep one slope is versus the other slope. Okay, so if I have an equation like this, if I have f of x equals 1/2 x minus 5, and g of x is 3/4 x minus 5. What do I have in common? What's in common? Hannah, what's in common? The intercept, right. Because you're turning the point around that line. Or turning that line around that point. It just rotates. Kind of like a wheel. Right? So they're all going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all going to be at 0, negative 5. But one slope is positive 1 to the right 2. Positive 1 to the right 2. The first slope is right here. The second slope, however, same point, but it goes up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. How would you describe that slope? What's happening here? Is it more or less steep? Okay, so this would be a rotation steeper at 0, negative 5. That would be your answer. questions? Are you sure? You're just turning it a little bit. Just turning it like a wheel in a car. Just turning it. Turn left, turn right. Right? Stationary. Do we have any questions? Are there any questions? Last one. So we've done translation, rotation. Any guesses on the last one? Reflection, thank you. Last one, we're done. This is a reflection. Sorry. This is a reflection. The bell rings, we're going to keep on working. Reflection is a
Mirror.
FL to flip. So what you do here is you multiply the slope by -1 to flip across the y-axis. What? Well, what do you want it to do? Yeah, you're just making the slope opposite. So if I have f of x is -3x plus 1. Yes. So here, how would I graph this original slope? Yes. So slope is -3, and the starting point is 0, 1. Okay, so originally this would be right here. 0, 1, down 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, down 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. So this is the original line. How do I make this original line flip? I'm not done. Multiply what by -1? Okay, the slope is -3, and I multiply by -1. Well, what happens to the new slope? Positive 3. And then you use the same point. So then you have same point here, but don't go up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. Guess what? It flips. See that? This is a reflection. That is a reflection at 0, 1. Multiply the slope by -1. That's all you do. Homework is not that hard. It's going to be very specific. It's very straightforward. You have 12 graphs. It shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes. If that much. Use your ruler, of course. Any questions?